Hey, it's Jason with Hardy Life Outdoors. I'm here in Southeast Ohio. I'm going to give you a quick review of the EGO blower. And I recently purchased this. This is my first foray into battery-powered lawn tools. I've always bought things that were gas and was reluctant to go this direction, but I see everything going the direction of electric. I used one at the neighbor's and was impressed with it. I forget what brand his was, but I thought I'm going to take a look. So I picked this up and so far have been pretty impressed with it. I haven't used it much, but a couple things. When it shows up, the battery had about a half of a charge on it, so you could get it out. You could test it right away. The battery charger, I plugged it in, put the battery on it, and immediately started charging. I noticed it was kind of noisy, and when I was reading through the documentation, it says it is a fan-cooled charger. So out in the garage, you know, it's not going to make a difference if it makes a little bit of noise. It's not a loud noise. It was just something I noticed when I plugged it in the kitchen. I bought several EGO tools. I bought everything with the 56 volt 5 amp hour battery. I wanted consistency across all my tools, but one of the boxes did show up and a note on it said all EGO batteries work with all EGO tools, so that's good to know. The little bit that I've used this, again, I'm pretty impressed with it. I'm going to demonstrate a couple things, just basic use. Then I'm going to demonstrate the turbo button. There's definitely a uptick in airflow when you do that. And then it's got a dial here that you can turn it on and set different levels and not have to use the trigger at all. So if you're going to be working for a while, you don't have to hold the trigger the entire time. So I'm going to move up here in the yard where there's some leaves to blow and go through some of this demo. All right, first up, we're just going to do the basic use with the trigger. You can see that moves the leaves pretty well. I'm going to move on up here. I'm going to hit the turbo this time and demonstrate how that works. All right, I don't know if you can hear that, but it definitely cranks up the power and moves the leaves a little bit better. My guess is it's going to shorten the battery life if you use it on that, but at what they claim to be a 90-minute battery life, I think that you know, you're probably in pretty good shape. Next, I'm going to turn it on with the dial, so I don't need to use the trigger or the turbo. Actually, I use the dial. I can still use the turbo to kick it up higher. So we'll turn it on with the dial. This way I don't have to hold the trigger. All right, that moves the leaves pretty good. Pretty happy with it. So that was, you know, the quick demo. All in all, I'm pretty happy with it. As I mentioned before, well balanced. Seems to be put together nicely. Definitely impressed with it. When I read reviews, I saw, you know, a lot of 5 stars for people who have bought it. Definitely good reviews on the product. So if you are debating it, I definitely recommend it. I hope that was helpful. Thanks, and watch for other videos from me.